Damn, excuse me. And this shit went down the wrong pipe. Whew. Man. Uh, change the plans. We gonna back it up, rewind the thing, man. Instead of jumping straight off into the prison shit. I know I gave y'all a couple prison stories, man. We gonna take it back to July, not July, May 2000. When I caught my charge, and we're gonna start this from the beginning. I'm gonna tell y'all how I put myself in the situation to end up in prison from the very beginning. Hopefully, people will see how dumb shit was. Like a lot of people I met in prison felt like I was on some mastermind shit. And really what it was, we had got lucky / unlucky at the same time. Me and three more of my partners, we all had a little crib together. We had a little spot, man. Two of us was Crips, two of us was folks. We had all basically knew each other growing up. And appreciate you. We had got a little crib together, man. We was all staying together. I got some cribs about the crib and some stories about the crib, but we just gonna start here at the robbery. Basically, we was hustling. Everybody was doing one form of hustle or another, but we had bills, man, and bills was due. And shit that got a little hectic at the time. Uh, they had cut our water off. So we was running the water hose from this Pearl house next door. They had cut our lights off. We paid a crackhead to come down there and show us how to get, you know what I'm saying, how to get on the meter and open up the meter. You know what I'm saying? You snip the lock, pull that off, and then you can basically pull the meter off. It got two plugs back there that they cover up. If you cover them up and stick the meter back in, the meter won't run because ain't no electricity getting to it. But if you pull the meter out and you pull them two plugs off, you jab that bitch right back in there, the meter start running. So the crackhead showed us that and he was like, hey man, this is what you do. Get you some clear spray paint and you spray the inside of the glass. It's gonna look like fog. So like condensation basically. That's what he was telling us. He was like, so when the meter man come around, he ain't gonna be able to see that meter in there spinning. You got lights, he said, but that shit ain't gonna work because what he gonna eventually do is he gonna pull that gun, he gonna see that gun running, he gonna put a padlock on it. Now when he put that padlock on it and you cut that off, then they gonna start looking trying to get some money out y'all ass from the lights. But until they do that, y'all good. So we had to do it there for a while, and it got to that point where we started needing that bread. Come home so soon, nigga, I did years. I was 18 years old when I caught this charge. It was 2000. That was 24 years ago. We was all at the pizza spot, man, CC's Pizza. And while we was there having our mob style meeting at the pizza place, we started coming up with these ideas. Look here, man, we gotta hit a lick. We gotta hit a lick, man. We gotta get some money. I don't know who we gonna hit this lick on, but we got to hit this lick and get this bread. So everybody sat there and we talked about what we were gonna do, man. Everybody put it on their hood. Man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Appreciate you. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So lo and behold, I put it on my hood. I'm gonna hit a lick too. We all in it. we ended up going to one of my partner cousin's house to get the straps for later on that night. His cousin wasn't there, but his cousin's little brother was there. He came with the straps, two of them. Info green beam, all that good shit. We go back to the crib and we plotting out some more and we waiting and we getting my homeboy call later on at night. And we like, man, let's go. We used to have this lick we wanted to hit. It was by the truck stops. It was like a farmhouse, but they had bread. These were supposed to be rich out there. So we used to be thinking about hitting them, and I don't know if that's what we was on that night, but we ended up there by the truck stop. And we saw this one car. And they looked like they had their bread. So we was like, man, we fit to get on their ass, man. We're going to follow them. When they get to the house, we're going to get on their ass. So we riding down the street. We've been riding for a minute, probably about 30 minutes. And one of my homeboys finally realized, he's like, hey, man, these motherfuckers got Texas tags, man. And I'm like, for sure, bruh. This nigga was filling up gas when we got behind him. He had just filled up his tank. This motherfucker might be on the way to Texas. We followed him for another probably 15 minutes and decided, nah, man, we ain't finna follow this motherfucker going somewhere. Turn around. So we turned around. On the way, we riding on the highway. You riding down the highway, and we look over and see a Lexus on the express road. And we like, man, let's carjack this Lexus and we can take it to the chop shop. That'll be the lick. So we keep on going. We speed up and get about a mile ahead of the Lexus. And we pull over at the gas station on this access road, this express road. And we acting like we got car trouble. So we sitting right there with the hood up looking. When the Lexus drive by, we peeping to see how many people in there. We only see one person. Big. So we all dive back in the car, get back on the road, and we get behind this Lexus. I'm in the back seat. The two young niggas that we had with us was in the back with me on either side. Some type of way, I'm in the middle. And I tell dude, give me the gun. I get the gun. I got two of the homies in the front. So when they stop the car, well, let me get back to the store. As we riding, I tell them, hey, get in front of this motherfucker. It's a stop up here. When we stop, what we gonna do is we gonna get in front of them, stop, and when we stop, I'm gonna jump out and get their ass from, you know what I'm saying, they can't go there, we gonna block them in. So we riding, we jump in front of them, red light, we stop, I jump out this bitch, me and somebody else, I'm not gonna say no names, but one of the youngsters jump out, I fly past him with the strap, open up the car door, the motherfuckers driving the car, I didn't, put that in their face, and I'm like, get out this motherfucker car. They're like, hold on, let me put it in park. And I'm like, what the fuck you parking for? I'm taking this. So I help the motherfucker kind of assist them, snatch him out the car. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a female. So I'm looking, I don't see no purse. Get her ass out the car. I jump in. I take off. The motherfucker that jumped out with me, that motherfucker ran right past us. So I catch up with them and I'm like, hey, go back and get dude, because dude didn't get in the car. He kept running. Don't leave him out here. So I'm smashing. I'm in the car by myself. I got the gun. I'm feeling in the back seat. Because like I say, this motherfucker ain't have no purse when they got about the car. So I'm feeling to see if the purse is in the car. I don't feel shit. I'm riding. A couple years before, we had a stolen vehicle, me and my bro now. And we ended up lost in this college parking lot. Like we tried to go through that motherfucker. We was taking the top off of it. And then we tried to go out the other side. It ain't no outlet. So as I'm paranoid, I'm trying to hurry up and get off this motherfucking freeway and away from this area. I'm like, I'm gonna cut this way, I'm gonna get off the highway and cut. And when I cut right back in that goddamn parking lot, and I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, I know this motherfucker ain't no way out. So I swing back around, get up out that parking lot, make it back to the freeway. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna ride the freeway back to the crib. You gotta think about it. When we did this robbery, we on the other side of Little Rock. I gotta go back through Little Rock, all the way to the other side of North Little Rock to McAllen. As I'm right at the spot where North Little Rock and Little Rock merge, I hear one of the commercials that used to always fuck me up. It was a police siren. Like you just be riding, ain't no music, no talking, just a police siren. Woo, 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 woo. It actually sounded like police behind you on this commercial. And then after about 5 seconds of that, it say, does this happen every time you get in the car just because you're black? Man, when that motherfucker said that shit, my heart was pounding. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when the police siren first started, my stupid ass did this. Out the back window, wasn't no hairbrush in my hand. But I got that thing pointed out the back window. I'm just knowing them folks behind me, and I'm like, nigga, the hell wrong with you? You was finna get the dumping on the folks. So at this point, I'm nervous as hell. I'm like, man, let me get back. I'm slowing down because I had hit the gas so fast. I'm in the Lexus doing the whole 140 on the dash. I get back to McAllen, I go to the house. I done sped off so fast, ain't nobody at the crib yet. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go back here. It's a lake back here. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go back here to the lake and look for this purse. So I get back there and I'm looking for the purse and shit. I don't see no purse. Something tell me, pop the trunk. I pop the trunk. Bruh, when I popped the trunk, I found the purse. Purse is in the trunk. It was some clear tubs and shit in the trunk. I looked through the motherfucker a little bit. I seen mostly paperwork and shit. I ain't know what was in the motherfucker. So I shut the motherfucking trunk back down and I went to the house. When I get to the house, I see the motherfuckers. So I pull up behind the crib. They parked in the front. So I pull up behind the crib and I come back around there. Motherfucker like, man, which one of you niggas don't want to ride Lexus? Scary ass nigga don't want to ride in the Lex. Talking about the motherfucker that kept on running. So when I get to the front, these motherfuckers is already telling motherfuckers it was already at the house, the store. Like, man, this nigga jumped out. It was like a movie and all this shit. So we talking about that shit for a minute. I done joined in the bullshit of telling the story of how everything went and told them what I did. I look back around, two of my partners is fighting. One of the niggas that was with me, one of the niggas that was not with me. These niggas is going at it. I'm talking about they boxing, they playing back here by the car. So as we get back there and we try to break them up, we find out what they fighting over. It's a motherfucking brown paper bag full of little Ziploc bags. And only thing in the Ziploc bags is jewelry. I'm talking about like gold rings, diamond rings, platinum chains, this type of shit. All type of shit. So when we figure out what it was, we break them up from fighting. I didn't know nothing about no goddamn jewelry in the trunk. When I went and looked, the bag was in one of the tubs. They found that shit fast as hell and got to fighting over it. So I grabbed the bag like, nigga, it's my shit. We go in the house with the shit and I started dividing shit. Man, here, you get this, nigga, you can have this. Nigga, I'm keeping this, I'm keeping this. You want this? Man, you can have this shit. I never told nobody. I really wasn't tripping about the jewelry because I had found something in the purses. Well, in the purse. And what I found in the purse was a stack of credit cards about this thick. Every type of credit card I had ever heard of. This is what fucked me up. My nigga. This motherfucker had a gold Chevy Chase card. I didn't even know that was a real card. I thought that was just some shit to be on the Chevy Chase movies. That shit was real. The bitch had a Chevy Chase card. Everything had a rubber band around it. And the card on the top had it was like, you know, the credit card number is pressed into the bottom of the card. She had a white card, the size of a credit card, with all the credit card names. So it'd be like a Visa. It had a Visa number, and then it had the code number to it. MasterCard number, code number to it. Chevy Chase card. You know what I'm saying? Gold MasterCard. Gold goddamn me American Express. It was just all the line. Every credit card had all that shit. And then I'm like, I thought about it. I took that shit and went and picked up my homeboy Lil Nine. Lil Nine told me what to do. He was like, man, don't go to the ATM with this bullshit, man. Go get one of the dope fiends. So I went and got one of the dope fiends. And I'm taking her around to the ATM, letting her hop out and get the money. And what I'm doing is I'm getting like $300 off every card. I ended up with a little bit over 3 bands. I gave her about 300. Dropped her back off at the dope house. Shot back to the crib. The next day, I ain't gonna lie, cause we were young. We was like 18, 19, 20. I was the baby. The next day, we riding out through Little Rock, riding out through North Little Rock, picking up hoes. We going shopping. You know what I'm saying? We calling all the bitches we know to work at the clothing stores. Like, hey, what you want from the store? We got this credit card. We gonna come through this bitch. All you gotta do is make sure we don't get no trouble. Goddamn, we gonna get you what you want. We gonna get us what we want. We buying up hella FUBU shit. We buying up hella Nike and shit all at the mall. We pull up at Central. So we pull up at Central. I'm driving. We hollering at all the females leaving school. I'm jumping about the sunroof. Hey, nigga, bitch, my name Lex Luthor. Who trying to fuck with Lex Luthor? Goddamn me. The hoes is on it because ain't no niggas our age riding Lexus and Beans and shit right now. Niggas a little bit older might have some of this shit, but none niggas our age. Niggas our age was still trying to ride Cutlasses and motherfucking Monte Carlos and shit. That night, we had went to motherfucking it was a water park down here called Wild River Country. So we went to Wild River Country. Y'all like and subscribe, man. I need to get my subscribers up on this channel so we can start making this money. So, which one the hair product? We go to Wild River Country, do the same shit. Holler at all the females, burning out in the little gravel parking lot. We kicking it, big boy kicking it. You feel me? My boy tell me like, look, man, come holler at me tonight, and we gonna shoot up to Memphis, man. We gonna get about 15 bands for this car because ain't no window bust out. We got the keys, all that shit. We good. So we gonna get about 15 bands for the car. We gonna split that shit, come back on the Greyhound. I'm like, bet, nigga, let's go. We riding around smoking good gas all day, kicking it. Go to my homeboy house down the street. His sister tell her like, man, he knocked out. He been drinking the damn syrup. That's when syrup like it had just started. I don't know if it just started, but we had just got introduced to it. Nigga was drinking the syrup heavy back then, and it was that real good purple shit, not that bullshit the motherfucker been on for the last 10 years. This motherfucker knocked out. He in a damn coma on the couch, and his sister instead of telling her like, man, I can't wake him up. I can't wake him up. So we down the street in my hood called Meadow Park, and it's a back road. He stayed right at the end of this back road in the trailer park with his sister, but everything else in Meadow Park is houses. Some middle class houses, some nice houses, but it's all, you know what I'm saying, that all black neighborhood, and it's middle class area, except for this trailer park. And you got some broke folks, but Meadow Park, Glenview, these are two of the oldest all black communities in Arkansas. We decided, look, man, we not gonna ride around all night kicking it and being seen in this car. We try and do something. So we thinking, we being mature, we gonna go on this back road. Not only we gonna sit on the back road, there's maybe 3 to 4 houses on this back road, and they all old and dilapidated. Nobody lives on the back road no more. This one particular big ass house has a tree growing up through the house, coming out the top of the roof, branched out and everything. This tree been growing through this house since we was babies. So when Lil Nine don't come to the goddamn door, we decide we gon' go back here behind this house, post up in this car, and just sit and chill until we can wake him up, and then we gonna go to Memphis and drop the Lexus off at the chop shop. Well, we went back there and we walked back up there about every hour or two. We'll walk back to his house. Finally, we didn't smoke so many of these good gas blunts that me and the homie didn't passed out in the damn car. I'm in the passenger seat, he in the driver's seat. We sleep in this bitch, you feel me? I swear for God, as I'm sitting here asleep, in my sleep, this is what I heard. My hands up, my hands up, my hands up. I'm like, what the fuck? Before I even opened my eyes, my consciousness came back and I'm thinking, what the fuck is this nigga yelling my hands up for? So instead of just popping awake, like, I wake up like this. And when I look to the side, I saw this police thing that looked kind of like this. Right here at the window, my head is like, I'm like, shit, my hands up too, bro. My hands up too. They open up the car door. They're like, what y'all doing back here? We like, man, we was just back here smoking and fell asleep. They're like, smoking? I'm like, yeah, bro, we just back here smoking weed, man. We smoking these blunts, man, and fell asleep. And the police, get to separating us. They get him, put him in one car. They get me, put me in the other car. It's about 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. What had happened was, at the back of the hood, it's a construction site. And one of these dudes that worked back here took that back road as a shortcut because he lived in Meadow Park, but he used that back road as a shortcut to get back there to work to the construction site. Saw the tire tracks that we left in the grass in the dew, the wetness of the motherfucking grass, and could see a piece of the car behind the abandoned house on the back road. This motherfucker calls the police and tells them, hey, it's a suspicious car behind one of the abandoned houses on the back road in Meadow Park. Police come out to investigate. Damn, why is my drink this water go that roll hole? Almost done. So the police pull up. They snatch us out the car. My hands up, all that shit. And as I'm sitting in this car, the police is running back and forth from car to car. And they tell me, they're like, hey, you got something you want to tell us? And I'm like, hell no. They come back, they like, bro, you sure you ain't got nothing you want to tell us? I'm like, hell no. Come back a third time, and they're like, bro, I know you think we just bullshitting because you be watching movies and shit. But you sure it ain't nothing you want to tell us because your homeboy telling us everything, bro. And he putting it all on you. I know you think we lying like they be doing the movie trying to get you to tell on, but bro, I'm telling you, this man over here telling everything, bro. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. I ain't got nothing to say, man. We going to jail. They're going to take me to jail. I swear. I get to jail. It's more the same thing. I'm sitting in, we not even in cells. We like in the city jail. So it's like I'm in an interrogation room. This nigga down the hallway in another interrogation room. And they steady telling me, they like, bro, man, you might well tell us what's going on, bro. Because this man done told us every damn thing. I'm like, bro, man, whatever, bro. It's cold in here, man. Can y'all turn the heat on or something? Dude, like, I'll do you one better. I'll be right back. This man come back with a notepad like this. Put it on the table, slide it over to me, and he like, you recognize the handwriting? I look down, And I'd be damned if I don't recognize his handwriting. I recognize his motherfucking handwriting. This nigga handwriting. And I'm reading this shit, and he like, yeah, man, we went to the Central High, and I'm like, oh, fuck. We was all at Wild River Country. We went picked this girl and her home girl up, and we rode over here, and they were fucking, and I'm like, oh, shit. This man then literally told everything. This shit don't even got nothing to do with the crime. This is what we did afterwards. So when I'm reading this shit, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I felt defeated, man. All the air came out my body. I'm like, what the fuck? And the police asked me one more time. He was like, man, you sure you don't got nothing to say? And I'm like, bro, I did that shit. He like, what? I said, man, I did that shit, bro. Dude wasn't with me when I did the robbery or none of that shit, man. Dude was at North Little Rock High School graduation. So dude was like, man, you bullshit. I said, man, real talk, dude wasn't even with me when I did the shit. The police gonna look at me and tell me, say, man, that nigga lucky, bro. I ain't never seen a nigga come in here and keep it real like that. Niggas don't take their own charge, bro. He said, man, we was finna get you there by receive and send you home. He was finna get the charge because he was in the driver's seat. And I'm sitting here like, fuck. But at the same time, I'm like, man, the nigga, he really wasn't with me when I did the shit. This is one of the niggas who wasn't with me. You know what I'm saying? So what am I gonna put this nigga in the figure four for? This nigga ain't had nothing to do with it. Now, I'm just thinking, I thought for a long time, I was locked up over 7 years, and I thought a long time, boy, if there would have been one of them niggas that actually was with me, bro would have had been down here by his goddamn self, man. I took that theft by receive and took my ass on to the house. Probably would have went active army and get me the fuck up out of here. But that ain't what happened. So, after I sat there and admitted to doing all the shit and told them that he ain't do none of the shit, I guess they had called their main parents and came and got his ass or whatever, but they walked him by my interrogation room. There was a water fountain right outside my door. So the police walked him by there on purpose. By his arm, he was still handcuffed. And he had the nigga by his arm. Police been down to get some water, but he held him right in front of him. You know how the police be slick. They held that nigga right in front of my door, and I'm looking at him like, and Dub was like, man, I'm sorry, Phil. I can't take no nigga charge, bro. I can't do no other nigga time, bro. I can't take no nigga charge. That's what he kept saying, man. I can't take no other nigga charge, man. I can't do no other nigga time. And I kind of felt it, man, but I ain't gonna lie, I was still mad because I had read that paper, bro, and I'm like, man, you spilled the jelly beans, nigga, the pork and beans. God damn, nigga, you spilled the all the beans, nigga. You just spilled all the goddamn beans, nigga. Pinto beans, lima beans, all the beans on the goddamn floor. So shit, after that, they took my ass to the county jail. He was already gone by the time I walked. Bro, I was young as hell. If I could have, you know how many times I thought back to being in prison and I thought about, damn, why I just didn't tell them motherfucker, nigga, get my lawyer. I was 18 years old, bro. Every time before that, the only thing I knew was call my mama. If somebody got in trouble before that, call my mama. Right now, if the police came and got me, I don't give a damn if they said I stole a piece of bubble gum out the stove. I'd be like, as soon as they say, you want to tell me something? You know what I'm saying? So I was young, man, and I felt like I was keeping it real by telling the folks that this man ain't had shit to do with it. I go sit. Well, I ain't gonna say I'll go sit. I went to the county jail. They transported me to the county jail, so I get in the county jail holding cell. I'm 18 years old. This is my first time in the county. All my other time had been done in the juvenile side, you know what I'm saying? So I'm over here, and we doing the process, and I'm sitting here talking to these folks. They like, yeah, what they cracking all the jokes like, yeah, nigga, you probably finna get a gang of time. I'm steady asking police, man, how much time y'all think I'm gonna get? Like, nigga, you probably finna do about 40 years, nigga. I'm like, yeah, damn. You for real? They like, hell yeah. These ain't real police. These are deputies and shit that work in the county jail. They just fucking with a nigga. I'm getting to it. So I'm sitting here and they started asking me. I told the police, nigga, look, it's just me. I told them this is what, and if a motherfucker don't believe me, I'm pretty sure you can go to the goddamn courthouse and get this paperwork. It's still there. I'm telling the motherfucking police, I'm like, man, because they already knew who was in their car with me. The beans was spilled. You feel me? So I told the police, because they asked me about all them dudes. I'm like, man, them dudes didn't know what was going on. I said, man, I was just tripping, bro. We was riding, and they stopped the car. I jumped out there bitch with the pistol. They took off and left me because they were scared, didn't know what I was doing. I said, they left me. So I had to take them over a car. That's how I got back home. I said, I ain't gonna lie, I was already about to go and give me a little robbery in. I said, but they left me. I had to take the car. They didn't know what was going on. Around this time, I've been at the county jail probably about an hour, maybe 2 or 3. But I done got put in the holding tank with everybody else. I'm in there telling them, you know how you be in there. Man, what you in here for? So we in there telling everybody the story and shit. They telling me their story, I'm telling them, man. And I'm like, man, they come knock on the tank, pointing at me like, hey, come on. So I go up to the front, and they were like, shit, come on, Ari, put your hands behind your back. I put my hand behind my back again. I'm like, what's going on? They like, shit, you got some people want to talk to you. They go sit me back down at the table, and the feds pop in. These motherfuckers like, hey, I'm agent such and such FBI, this agent such and such FBI. I'm like, what the FBI want? So they telling me like, yeah, that robbery y'all did, the woman had federal insurance on her jewelry that was in the trunk. I'm like, huh? So they're like, yeah, she had federal insurance on it. So when y'all stole that jewelry, that's make it a federal crime. I'm like, what jewelry? They're like, oh, so you won't act like you don't know nothing about the jewelry. I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about no jewelry. Something told me, hey, man, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know what you're talking about. The feds were scaring shit out of me like, nigga, the feds, what the fuck, nigga? I thought I was already in no trouble. So they keep popping it. I'm still telling them I don't know nothing about no jewelry. And they telling me like, yeah, she had $250,000 worth of jewelry and worth of federal insurance on that jewelry. So y'all did some of the jewelry, you finna get federal time. I bullshit you not. I talked to them about 20 minutes. They put me back in the cell because I'm still telling them I don't know what, I ain't seen no jewelry, bro. I look up, the police coming through the door with my fall partner. The nigga that was driving the car. They come through with him. And I'm telling them, I'm like, damn, that's my nigga right there. What the fuck? So he talked to the police for a minute. And the folks, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, if you ever been in jail, these folks are like, cause we can see him over there going through the same thing I just went through, booking him in, they talking to him, talking shit, taking his picture, all this shit, fingerprinting him. And when he got to talk to the folks, he got his head like this. Motherfuckers are like, oh shit, bro, dude, tell it on you. I'm like, why you say that? Like, man, you don't see how that nigga head all down and shit, man. That's how niggas be when they tell it. I don't know what's going on. I just know that's what these niggas are saying. So they bring dude in the holding tank, and he telling me, he like, man, how the fuck y'all get caught up? And I'm telling him what happened. So he tell me what happened. He like, man, me and old boy at the motherfucking crib. He like, man, we just seen police whipping in and out like everywhere, nigga. They got us the whole motherfucking house surrounded. He like, nigga, I ain't gonna lie. I ran in your motherfucking room and tried to hide in the closet. This nigga already in the closet. He talking about another nigga that was at the house, but he didn't get arrested because he wasn't one of the beans that got spilled. The nigga like, yeah, man, nigga, we had all the dope on us, nigga. We hid all the dope in your army suit. I got my class A suit in my closet. This nigga say he hid all the dope in my goddamn army suit. I'm like, what the fuck? He like, he put the jump out the window, but when he opened the curtain up, motherfucking folk was sitting there. The chopper dopper got them pointing at him like, yeah, I wish you would. They tried to run back to the front of the house. They was up in the front of the house. So that's how he got to jail. That night, they put us in like an intake barracks. And we were side by side, like in a one-man cell. I'm in one cell, he in the other cell. And it wasn't like these with the bars. It was all bricks with a door, with a little slim ass window like this. And you get a food tray slat. so they can stick your food in there. You ain't coming out this holding cell. I guess they monitoring you, trying to see who crazy in this bitch, who suicidal, who not gonna eat, who gonna throw shit at the guards. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna be a big ass problem when the guards come by, cussing them out, threatening them and shit. But me and Cub, we was just chilling, man. Every night he knocking on the goddamn window and on the goddamn wall. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Phil. Like, what's up? You sleep? Hell no. Man, you thinking about Tasha? Like, hell yeah. You think about George? Hell yeah. So we just sat in that bitch for about 3 days, man, 4 days. And then they came and got us and moved us out. I don't know what unit he went to. I went to a unit called R unit. When I get to R unit, it's first it was just me. But later on that night, another one of the homies from the hood that ain't had nothing to do with none of this, he get put in the barracks with me. Now, while I was or shall I say right before I caught this charge, my big homie Donovan had got killed. I knew it was some folks, many disciples from. I knew how they did it. I didn't know who was exactly who it was. I ain't heard no names or none of that. I really didn't pay attention to the names and shit. Because if I did hear the names, I just didn't know these people. They were older than me. I ended up being in the barracks with one of them, and I never knew it until I got to prison. And this same dude was hiding in PC. It took years for me to get to the prison he was at. But when I got to him, he wasn't on regular PC, he was in the max. And I know I done told y'all before on the other channel, sometimes you have people that'll go to the max, they act stupid or act ignorant, and they'll do something and they get to the max and they never come out. They always find a reason and never get their class. So by the time I got to the max, dude had been there the whole time I've been in prison. I went to the max that time for 2 years. Dude stayed back there the whole time I was back there. He had caught a couple charges. Like every time he get ready to get his class, he'll do something to get back in trouble. He get ready to get his class, go out to max population, he'll do something to get back in trouble. A year after I got out, I ended up going back to the max. The man was still back there. I'm pretty sure he in somebody max or super max right now. Because it ain't even just people from my hood that's gonna do in. If you was a Crip, you know who my big homie Donovan was, and they gonna do something to do if they ever get a chance. Well, let's get back to the county jail. So I'm sitting in here. I'm 18 years old. Everybody older than me. That first night, you know what I'm saying, I'm just chilling. I got this folk dude in my cell. I forget what he was in there for. But the next day, they bring in one of the older homies that I knew. And I see dude come through. So I'm like, man, that's who I start kicking with. And he was telling me, he was like, man, because I was fucking with these folk niggas over here. Because you got to realize, like, where I'm from on the north side ain't nothing but folks. McAllen, Jacksonville, that's where my hood from. But I grew up on the north side. A lot of my homeboys, I live with 2 niggas that's folks and 1 nigga that's a Crip. One of the biggest Crip families in the state of Arkansas, and this the baby brother. And we live with these 2 folk niggas. We all know each other from childhood. So it's nothing for me. I know I got a lot of homeboys as folks. Even though my homeboys, most of them is trades. They BDs. These niggas is GDs. I really never knew the difference when I was young. Just like I told y'all, to me, it wasn't no difference if you was a Crip, you was a Crip. It don't matter if you was Block, Yard, Hoover, Nutty, whatever it was. If it had Crip on the end, you a Crip. So, come to find out, well, I ain't gonna say, because Cuz never told me. One of the niggas that I used to be in here We used to be playing football out here on the yard with a basketball. We playing football and everything. These niggas be tackling shit out my ass. I was a little skinny ass nigga. These niggas out here doing me bad, but I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no punk, so I ain't finna be sitting on the side like, nah, man, I don't want to play, man. You roughing my ass up. Because saying like, man, I'll be out there playing with them niggas, man. Fuck them niggas, man. You see how them niggas trying to do you? And I'm thinking he just like, man, them niggas trying to fuck you up. He never came out his mouth with like, hey, dude right there is the one who killed the big homie. And I would expect you to tell me some shit like that. Especially when you see me over here fucking with these niggas. Real talk, man. I hate to say it. That's why I ain't saying no name. About 2 days went by. That nigga was gone. I woke up one day, I had to ask the guard, I'm like, hey, where my homeboy such and such at? And they were like, man, dude told us he need to get up out this barracks. He need to get up out the barracks. So he got up out the barracks. Left me in here by my goddamn self. I ain't gonna lie. The day he left me in there by myself, my personal big homie, one of them, came through the door with a robbery charge. And he telling me, he like, man, yeah, I caught that robbery charge. I told him, my cub was just in here, man. That nigga gone, he gone now. I had to tell him, man, the police say the nigga say he ain't want to be in this barracks no more. I ain't realize what catching the door was or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know that this nigga was, I just didn't know. So the first day I'm out there, I get to playing football with the niggas. Cuz go out there, he like, fuck it, nigga, I'm playing too. I get tired. I go in, I'm playing chess. About an hour later, cuz come in, this nigga front tooth chip. He like, look. I'm like, what the fuck happened? He like, man, playing football, this nigga ran to the goddamn wall. Nigga pushed me to the wall. It's like a little beam out there. Go hit the beam. I'm thinking, nigga, what's up? Let's go, you know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, nigga, we just playing football, nigga. But that was my introductory, man, how I caught my charge and ended up in jail. Thing is, I stayed in jail, county jail for like 2 years. On this charge, I had 2 different trials, and we're gonna get into all that. When I come back on this next story, I'm gonna tell y'all some of the shit me and Cuz had to go through during our period together was like probably 6 month cellmates. Cause I ended up telling the police woman like, hey, put me in the cell with my homeboy. And he moved me up there, but I'm gonna tell y'all what transpired because it was some more shit went down. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about all that. Cause you know I had to go back to trial. I had 2 trials, so we gonna walk through all that with the jury and how somebody, one of these dudes, man, that was in the car. The nigga, matter of fact, it was the nigga that kept running, is the one who saved me from the Fed time. Cause bro, I would have had to go do my state time. I would have got out the state and went straight to the feds. Or I think I would have had, it probably would have been that I would have had to go do my Fed time. And when I was done doing my Fed time, they would have brought me and dropped me off and made me do my state time. But yeah, they recovered some of this shit. Not all of it, but they got some of it back. The shit that they got back in particular is what kept me out of the feds. So I'm gonna tell y'all all that. I'm gonna tell y'all why I ended up leaving the cell I was in with the folk nigga I was in. There was a lot of shit going on. And that's how I ended up getting out the cell. But I'm gonna walk y'all through it, man. Like section by section. All the shit that happened when I was in our unit, I'm gonna have to go to another unit. I'm gonna have to go to the whole couple times. Acid, P unit, all that shit. So this is just a start, man. I'm probably not gonna draw it all out. Just walk y'all through, like, man, this day and this day. I'm gonna tell y'all the shit that I know happened in our unit on the next rip. The thing is, I was young and I told them all that shit. That was like one of my biggest fuck ups, man, is that I sat there and told on myself. because I figured, you know what I'm saying, I felt like I was keeping it real with the other homie. So I told him I had a gun. I told him I had planned to do the robbery. I told him that none of these other niggas knew what I was doing. But it was some more shit behind the scenes that I got to get to. The reason why I'm not telling y'all now is because at this point in the story, I didn't know the shit. You know, I'm young, dumb, and got even full of calm around this motherfucker. I don't know shit. All I know is I done caught this charge. I done kept it real, and I'm in jail. I'm probably gonna end up going to prison, but I'm trying my best to fight the charge now. I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna tell the police, I'm gonna tell the judge that these motherfuckers didn't coerce me with this how green I was, bro. I was gonna tell the judge that they came in there with a phone book. I don't even know what they supposed to do with the phone book once they come in there with it. I found out later on that the police put the phone book on your head and then beat that motherfucker with that baton. But since the phone book on your head, it ain't gonna bust your head. It ain't gonna leave no knots, but you still gonna feel all the damn wax with that billy club with that motherfucking baton. You gonna feel all that shit, but it ain't gonna leave no bruises. It ain't gonna leave no marks. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna crack your shit. You ain't gonna be able to go to the motherfucking hospital and tell them, yeah, man, the police brutality, they coerced me, they beat my ass. I didn't know that. So that ain't work. All I knew was they coming up with the phone book and that's your ass. But yeah, when I come back, man, and tell y'all some more of this shit, it's gonna get deeper and deeper until everything comes to the light. I done told these stories before, but it's a lot of shit that I left out. And I left it out on purpose. And to me, the shit just didn't make no sense by me leaving that shit out. I mean, the reason why I left it out made sense, but the story didn't really make sense. So now I got to go back and put all the real shit in there. Like if you go back and listen to the story just from what I told y'all tonight and what I told y'all before, you will realize that, yeah, that he ain't say nothing about that right there last time. It's just little shit, but it changed the whole dynamic of what happened with my time. I guess, man, y'all just do what you gotta do to stay out of prison, man. We out. Before we go though, man, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. You got some questions? Ask some questions, man. I'll try my best to answer them for you.